hello. We do not have notes. Hello and good evening, good people. It is Wednesday and not Thursday, right?
Yes.
But we are still coming to you live and in living all kinds of colors from Island Gate Parkway. Don't laugh. Okay, it's Smoke and Score Live with Leon and Tracy. I am Tracy Irvin, your ultimate CEO queen, and I have with me my co-host,
Leon Cersei, All Pro Serious Cigars, baby.
Yes, sir, baby.
Baby.
Very good. And we are again live, hailing to you here from Jacksonville, Florida, here in Island Girl Gate Parkway, 7860 Gate Parkway here in Jacksonville, Florida. We're so delighted to be here again. We normally have our broadcast on Thursdays, every other Thursday. We decided to mix it up a little bit and have it tonight on Wednesday night. Tomorrow is draft day. So we're going to let draft day take over quite a bit and allow ourselves to be here on Wednesday night for our podcast. So first of all, we want to give accolades and appreciation to our live studio audience. Hey, audience. How y'all doing? How you doing? That was good and strong. Probably because I got my sisters here tonight. We got Toy in the house and Cece. Holla back. Beach is in the house. I got my girl over here. Wave your hands in the air. Wave at me if you just don't care. Hey. We got some of the Oceans crew in the house supporting us as they normally would do. We appreciate that. And again, we appreciate our wait staff here at Island Girl Gate Parkway on the south side of beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. Cindy Day is the general manager, and she is quite amazing and very supportive of our broadcast, Ultimate CEO and All Pro Series Cigars. And so we're so appreciative to be able to be here and do what we do. This is very passionate for us. We try to bring amazing content, amazing guests, all surrounding the cigar culture, all surrounding entrepreneurism, the community, and also sports. Okay, so Leon.
Yes, dear.
That was cute. I like it.
Okay,
I like it. Very good. You surprised me on that one.
Okay, all right. That's what I do.
Yes, dear.
I do what I do.
Yes, dear.
Well,
Okay.
guess what we got going on tomorrow?
What we got going on?
Okay, tomorrow. Well, we did the show today on Wednesday because the draft is tomorrow.
Correct.
And it might be the biggest draft in Jacksonville Jaguar history because we have a quarterback that could be a game changer in Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence.
We're excited.
He's considered to be once in a generation quarterback. He actually turned this franchise around. Because over the last 2 decades, the Jacksonville Jaguars have been like abysmal team.
Mm-hmm.
They only had 3 winning seasons in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
So this is a quarterback-driven league.
Yes.
So if we get a guy like Trevor Lawrence, and we get the right components
It's hope.
around him,
There is hope.
and we draft well, we put the defense together, we can actually start winning some freaking football games.
There is hope. There is hope.
So I'm going to be here tomorrow
Yes.
for the draft.
Yes, and
at 8
also,
o'clock.
and also,
I'm going to do a cigar box signing.
yay!
Which means is that if you come to Island Girl Cigars on Gate Parkway at
Yes.
8 p.m. tomorrow, I will be here.
You will be here.
With a couple of my Jacksonville Jaguar friends of mine that I played with back in the day, old school Jaguar players. If you buy
Get
a
here.
box,
You heard that.
box of Leon Cersei All Pro Series cigars, I will sign the box
Okay.
for you. I would give you a poster-sized autographed picture of myself.
Is that like a life size?
That's a poster-sized autographed picture of myself.
So it would be like life size. I
It'd
mean,
be
like,
life size.
oh no, not
Well,
one of those.
it'd be like
What do you call those?
back
those
in-
life size.
Listen, when I was a teenager,
Not a flathead. Not a fathead.
Well, no, it's not a fat head, but back in the day, I used to be a big fan of Pam Grier, and I kept on in front of my. This Pam.
This
Grier
is a
was fine.
PG-13
Sugar
show.
baby, sugar baby. All right, it'd be a picture of it'd be a life size.
We don't want to know what you did in the room with Pam Grier by yourself with the picture.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it'll be a nice poster-sized picture of myself.
Okay.
that I will sign for you,
Nice.
along with a personalized cigar box.
Okay.
And I'll take a picture with you as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow at Island Girl Cigars Gate Parkway from 8 to 11 o'clock. You come buy a box of Leon Searcy All-Pro Series cigars. I'll personalize it. I'll sign a poster and take a picture.
That's amazing, Leon.
yeah.
We are so proud of you. So let me ask you this. Will you be having any other cigar deals going on that would be available tomorrow evening as well?
No.
That would be no.
That
Okay.
would be no. That you buy a box.
Okay, I was trying.
You buy a box. You get a personalized poster and picture.
Okay.
And-
Post a picture.
And you'll get to be able to spend time with me as well, because I'm going to watch the draft here at Allendale.
Yeah, so you
The
want to be
draft-
able to do that as
Exactly.
well.
The draft's going to be 4 hours long.
Correct.
So I'm going to be here from 8 to 12.
Now you do have your book, Fourth Down and
Fourth
Dam,
Down,
available. So
yes, I'll have that available as well.
okay, very
So you
good.
get copies of that if you want to purchase that as well. I'll sign that, autograph that for you as well.
Awesome. Leon, well, you better go. All Pro Series cigar. You better do that thing. And so, in a moment, I want us to get into what your cigar blend entails. So we want to make sure we get into that. But first, a little housekeeping business. I just want to say again, thank you for all the people that have chimed on our social media stream, both Instagram and both on Facebook Live. We are making a format that will be futurely. That's not a word,
It is not
but I can make one up.
futurely.
If Jesse Jackson can do it, I can do it.
Where you go to Bethune?
What?
Oh,
yes. Wildcat.
There's no
Don't play.
There's no future league. There's
Don't
no word for future.
play. Don't play with
There's no
me.
future league. in the
Just
English
because you
dictionary.
went to Miami don't
No,
mean
ain't
you
got
better
nothing
than
to do with
me.
it. The only reason why I said that because my mom has been an educator for 47
And
years.
she would get.
Ain't no future
My
league.
mother would get on me as well.
Just like ain't no conversation.
No conversation. It's
conversing.
It's converse.
There you go.
Oh, my daughter used to get on me majorly about it, and
Let
she
me
went to
check.
UM. So yeah.
I'm checking.
So no, but as I was saying, we do appreciate the people who are here with us. But we will be on a podcast, actually stream, that we want to again give much appreciation to our engineer and producer, who is my CEO business partner, Mr. Antonius Fields. You all will see him sometimes jump in front of the camera from behind the camera, and he's been so instrumental in making sure that we look good all the time, every time. Okay, all the time, every time. But again, we, of course, do not own the rights to any music played during our broadcast. All opinions expressed on the Smoke and Score live podcast with Leon and Tracy are expressly used for this broadcast. All opinions of the guests and any content therein does not necessarily represent any opinions or agreements for our broadcast content or whom which we are affiliated. Also, I would also like to thank so much for DJ Gemini being in the house. DJ Gemini, give it up one time. Yip, yip, yip. Do that thing.
Yay.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. DJ Gemini, he is available on Instagram and Facebook. DJ Gemini, that's with a J, Gemini. And he is available for private parties, corporate events, anything that you have, he will be available. And we will get our marketing person to put that in the thread at some point. She can put his phone number and information in the thread that you can reach out to him, and you can find him around town doing what he does. He has been the family friend of the show, of the Smoke and Score live broadcast, so we truly appreciate him. And we'll get into a few sponsors in just one moment, but first let's go into talking about a guest that we will have coming up in just one moment. My friend and consider my brother, Mr. Gary Brewer. We're so delighted to have him. He's going to give us some really great information on credit, on financing, and on kind of seeking your future in the home financing realm and even car financing. You know, that's very important these days with the climate of what we have going on. We're glad to have you here because you can drop some nuggets for the people.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mr. Gary, appreciate it. Anything else you want to say? You got to talk to the mic now. Make sure you can talk loud. It's okay.
Oh, I can talk.
Okay, just talk into the mic. Because we won't be able to hear you and what you're saying. But we're so glad to have him here, and he agreed to come on and just give us his expertise and information in the financing, credit, and financial realm. So we really appreciate that. So let's move to some of our sponsors. First, I would like to introduce one of our great sponsors, and she's a new sponsor, Ms. Keisha Myers of Queen Cuts Unlimited. She is at 1012 Margaret Street, number 16. She is in Jacksonville, Florida, of course, locally. Her phone number is 904-294-2823. You can reach her at www.queencuts, that's with a Z and not an S, queencuts.com. Keisha is also known as the CEO and founder of Queen Cuts Unlimited. She is a master barber by trade, but she also is a great product designer. She has created a great hair care system that promotes healthy hair and the creation of a great beard product for your beard.
Really?
Yeah, so you can get down
Nice.
that beard, be all nice and smooth. So when you doing
Well,
your
you know,
thing,
back in the
doing your
day.
thing. I mean, I'm talking about tugging. I'm just calm down.
Well, back in the day.
Everybody relax.
I used to wear that Beijing back in the day, so I don't know what you do.
Oh, nobody knows anything about Beijing. I don't do Beijing.
Don't hate on me, partner.
Really?
I was looking like a young, old Gerald Levert.
A tenderoni. Tenderoni. They would call that Moses had a beard.
He was a man.
He was a man.
I'm a real
He
man.
had a beard.
I'm a real man. But yes, she's doing amazing work with her products. So please reach out to her. We will have her information also in our thread upcoming. But she's, again, Queen Cuts Unlimited, local barber, amazing person. And she has created just an amazing product. And we're so proud of her being able to do that. We also have Shawana Boyer of Sensei Fashions. When you are looking for something couture, chic, and classy, shop Sensei Fashions online boutique. You can reach her at 904-413-1744. Also on Facebook and Instagram at Sensei Fashions. That is spelled SYNSHA Fashions, Sensei Fashions. Also, you can use our Smoke and Score discount code, which is SCORE, SCORE, and you can get any type of item. She has some really great, this is about to be hot girl summer, Leon. Hot girl summer. So you can get you a nice sundress, ladies, and use our Smoke and Score discount. And hey,
What is that? Wait. What does that mean, hot girl summer?
hot girl summer.
Yeah,
Well,
come on.
the terminology.
No, I just want to know. What does that portend?
What?
What does that portend?
What's your-
I need to know what hot girl summer looks like.
Hot girl summer
Give me
looks
a
like.
description.
Okay, the ladies in the sundresses.
Okay,
And they're wearing their sundresses, and we would hope that they. Sometimes there's not undergarments under the sundresses.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there may be a brassiere. There may. Who said hey? There may be a brassiere worn.
Flat stomach,
Well,
nice calves, high
well,
heel shoes.
everybody can't. Wait. Everybody can't have a flat stomach, Leon.
I
So
don't
we
care.
just do what we do,
Well,
you
listen,
know.
I like a little pouch. Ain't nothing wrong with
A little pouch, more cushion for the pushing.
Ain't wrong. Listen, you're right. But listen, partner, you're absolutely right. Summer the summer is like what? June is summer because June is considered summer.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
as a lot of young ladies,
Yes.
they roll into the summer
Right.
and they want to look good.
Right.
All right. So they're gonna use your sponsorship.
Yes. To be able to get them a beautiful, and she has great. I've shopped with her for years, and she has great quality items. So that's Sensei Fashions, and we appreciate her being a
Nice,
sponsor.
Sensei.
So hey,
That
Sensei.
sounds sexy.
It's so sexy.
That was a good way to bring that back.
Yes.
That was-
And you all have to check her out on Facebook and Instagram at Sensei Fashions. Again, she has a great variety of items. Also accessories, handbags, and all that. Because you got to do the whole thing. You're going to do the dress, you got to do the handbag, you got to do the shoes, you got to do the whole 9 yards. Okay? Yes.
Well, this is how I get prepared for the summer. Do you want to know?
Yeah, tell me.
First of all, I do a smoothie. No.
Where is this going, Leon? Where is this going?
Because listen, partner, you gotta listen.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead.
First of all, I know the summer's approaching. All right.
Wow.
So
important.
I
It's
went,
important.
and I went from a 52 waist to a 46 waist. So I'm trying to get my sexy on. All right. I got the manicure and pedicure.
Wow.
Got the feet together.
Wow.
All right. I got the dress code together. I keep the bald head. I keep everything nice shape. So I mean,
You snatched.
I'm just saying.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead. Say something.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
Go
quick
ahead.
question.
Yes, sir.
How long? Give me a time estimate on those feet, because they're
well,
like
listen.
16. So how long does it take to do?
Well,
those
they're
feet?
actually 15.
15,
They're
well.
15. Listen, I tell you what.
Because your toes are the size of fingers.
That's
So
fine. You're absolutely right. That's right. But listen.
It's going south,
listen,
producer.
No, it's not going south.
Producer.
It's going south because I go to the nail shop right next to Olive Garden.
And they know you.
Okay.
And then they keep a sweat towel because it takes some oil. So when they go on my hands ain't the
They go,
problem.
they say like this.
Their feet.
Yeah,
My feet's the
I
problem.
can
So
imagine.
they keep a sweat towel. But I got to keep my feet on point. Because
I'm not saying you don't.
It,
I'm
it's,
saying
good,
how long-
though.
what's
That's
in
good,
the hour?
though.
no, it's flip flops. It's flip flop summer.
Okay.
So I wear flip flops.
But you know what also is very important, Leon, and that's a good point you bring. I know if my friend Sensei Fashion sees this, she's going to be like, y'all took my whole marketing to a whole nother level. However, what's also very important, Leon, you know, more importantly than that, please put some lotion on, some cream, some Vaseline, some oils or something. You know, don't be ashy. Okay, you know,
Wait. Somebody clapping too hard.
The reason.
Hey, you can have your feet done.
Yes.
And it's great, and you know, because you're gonna have all of your limbs out. What do you call this? We have any doctors in the house? There's something else you call it. Your arms, your legs, sides of different skin. It's gonna be exposed, Leon. Leon,
Wow.
did you? Leon, did I lose you?
Yes, you lost me.
So, Leon,
No, but you're right, partner. I agree.
you can't be ashy. I'm gonna
You
need.
can't be asked.
Yeah, I
Well,
need.
the reason for all the white people here, ashy means that you're dry.
For the
But,
other people, musical.
But the reason why I asked the question is because I saw you last summer coming in here in flip flops, and it looked like you were walking through flowers. So I just wanted to make sure you're doing the right thing.
No, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Help! Help!
Just ask some questions.
Wrap it up.
I got questions.
I got questions. Okay, so now that we've talked about Leon's ash, no, but Leon, I appreciate that. Leon, for the fellas, I'm glad that you made that point because a lot of men feel like they don't have to. The women have to get themselves together from head to toe, but the men don't have to.
Well, listen, I'm metrosexual.
Very good.
You got to moisturize.
Okay, moving right.
Moisturize.
You got to exfoliate.
Exfoliate.
Yes, right.
I digress. Okay, so we have a great sponsor, Miss Nicole Kelly of Nicole Isadora. Designer sunglasses, handbags, and exclusive accessories. She has great and exclusive products. Again, summertime is coming. You want to get some great shades, and she has amazing prices. Very high-end accessories and shades and sunglasses. So look her up. She's at 888-658-3382 on Facebook and Instagram. Nicole Isadora. That's NiCholIsadora. Nicole Isadora. And also www.nicoleisadora.com. So thank you so much, Miss Nicole, for being a part of a sponsor for our broadcast. We have some amazing people that have chimed on to our Facebook Live. We want to thank some of our viewers and listeners from out there in Facebook world. We have Mr. Robert Brown of Grown Ass Cigar Society. What's up, Robert? See, he's a wildcat too. BCU. Well, it was BCC when I went, and that's not when Moses went. Don't say it. Wildcats for life. Thank you, Mr. Robert Brown. We appreciate your support. We have Brenda Scott. Thanks you again, Brenda Scott, for being here. Also, we have Tammy that has also added our marketing person, and she helps us out so very much. She's helped us put some of the information in the thread. So going right into, before we start talking to our amazing guest that we have, Mr. Brewer, here on this evening, we want to go into a little bit of what we're here for, talking about cigars. And there's been something on my heart that I was led to talk about this evening. We have a very good friend of ours. He's also a good associate of ours, Mr. Dr. Gabby Caffey, I'm sorry. And he is I think he was the past or maybe the present president of the Boutique Cigar Association. And he's a very good mentor of ours, very good friend of ours. And he's also a cigar manufacturer. Well, excuse me, he brought up to my attention about the taxation, the excise tax that is now being placed on cigars, in the boutique cigars. And it's going to be a tragedy, not only for cigar manufacturers, like ourselves, Leon. We're considered premium boutique cigar manufacturers, Ultimate CEO and All Pro Series, and even Howard G, is it called Howard G Cigars, Leon?
Yes.
Okay, Orlando. However, it will be a tragedy to even the retailers, cigar lounges, vendors, and even people just who enjoy boutique cigars as a whole, because that taxation will mean that normal, for instance, for example, a $10 cigar may cost you $20. if this is passed.
So I have a question.
Well, it has been passed, but
In the state of Florida, there was supposed to be no tax on tobacco, right? So now they are going to tax it?
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what?
Trying to get it to pass.
They're trying to get it to pass, and so
Oh, it hasn't passed yet.
right, but it's in legislation right now currently. And so what we really need to motivate people to do and to understand how serious this is, and we don't, we know there are so many causes out there that are so important these days. I'll get into it. It's our show. I can say it. Black Lives Matter. I'm very, I'm a big proponent of that. And there's a lot of things that matter these days. However, this is a culture that we all enjoy. Something we've met so many amazing people that I can probably look around this room and say, I've met 95.9% of these people smoking cigars. And it's just been a great environment. And so we just need to make sure that we support this and we stand behind this.
Why are they messing with us? I mean,
Well,
there's marijuana. They can just mess with marijuana.
well, Leon,
It's
what?
not legal in Florida yet.
Well, it's going to be legal pretty soon.
Well, see, what it came to, it was under the guise of, I think, the vape. They're trying to get rid of the vape. Has become popular with young people, so they're trying to get leverage. The Senate and the House and the representatives are trying to get leverage by saying we can get rid of the vape that's destroying the young people or whatever. So they want to implement that and surround and blend it in with pipe tobacco and tobacco, which includes us.
Okay, but most okay. I don't know this. I don't know the dynamics of this or the statistics of this, but the mass majority of the youth that vape, they don't smoke cigars.
But as
If you really consider the parameters of people that smoke cigars, they're not 25 to 20.
I agree. I agree with you.
Most of the people that smoke cigars are like 30 and up.
Yeah, but that segment's growing too. You go into cigar
Yeah.
bars now, especially like we were discussing down where you're from. You walk in there and there are
Yeah.
a bunch of younger people. It's becoming a little bit more popular.
Yeah, and then they want to, and as politicians do, if they say, okay, if we're getting rid of cigarettes, so I'm doing something positive, so we're going to get rid of the cigars, so I'm doing something. They want to gain leverage, basically. You know what politicians do. It's all about the look and how they look, so it carries them weight when you talk about bringing legislature and taxing to the table.
So they're just putting it all under the same umbrella.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Which is harmful because it's not the same thing. We have to help our House and state representatives understand it's not the same thing.
Well, I just had the mayor buy a box of my cigars. So how does that work out?
That's a good thing. And while you do that, I would implore you to reach out to him
I will for sure.
and say, hey, this is what is
He just
happening.
bought a box of my cigars last
This
week.
is what is going on. You want some time?
No, you stay there. I wanted to jump in with that because you just made a really good point there. A lot of the representatives in Florida.
I don't know if they can hear you, AT. So.
You made a good point, Leon. A lot of the representatives in the state of Florida are actually against this tax. One, because of the importation of cigars into the state of Florida, more than anything else, is a hub to go out nationally. So I encourage you, anybody that's listening to us right now, there will be a link that we'll have that you can go on to exercise your right to let them know that you oppose the excise tax. So it's just not just for Florida, it's nationally. So you can actually be able to reach out to your representatives in that area. I've already done it myself. You will actually get a response from your representative or their office, usually within hours, letting them know that we did get your information. We appreciate you reaching out to us about it, and we're going to make sure that your voice is heard when it comes to that. So please, when you see that link that we'll post here soon, go on to that link, share it to your friends who are cigar smokers, and make sure that they let their representative know to oppose that tax.
It's good information.
Thank you so much, AT. And most importantly, let's make sure. Put that on back. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Most importantly, let's make sure you have the information so that you can be informed and you can be educated about it. What we've done is made it very simple for you. We have pasted the link in the thread where you can go right into the petition and you can sign up, and you can sign the petition. That will go straight to the representatives, the appropriate representatives of where it needs to go to. And also we put information about the tax law on the link as well. So you'll have that available too. So very important information, and I just wanted to it's been on my heart to do that. I don't like to bring a whole lot of politics to our Smoke and Score broadcast, but this is what we're about. We're about the cigar culture, and we're about keeping it thriving. So it's very, very important that we have the knowledge about that. You have to educate yourselves and get knowledge so that you'll know how to fight and defend yourself against what is happening. Because you know what? That will take a box of our cigars, Leon. I don't know how much a box of your cigars costs retail. However, if a box of your cigars costs, for instance, about $165, that'll take it up to about $300 or better. Which is, how can someone survive in that type of economic?
And some states already have this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Georgia's a rough place. Georgia cigar lounges, my hat goes off to them because they have enormous taxation in Georgia. So they have several cigar lounges. So the way that they make it it's amazement to me that they even make it in the cigar industry with the way that they have to price cigars. So, yeah. So very important.
Very important.
Very important. Very important. So please take a part of that. If you have any questions, you can inbox us at Smoke and Score Live, and we would be glad to continue to educate you and give you information about that, because that's important to us and just everyone as a whole who enjoys the cigar lifestyle and just the cigar movement. Right, partner? Anything you want to add to that, partner?
No, you're good, partner. You're good.
Excellent. So, moving right along, again, we want to thank and give much appreciation to our guest that we have coming on. We're going to bring him on to you, and we're going to allow him to tell you all about himself, Mr. Gary Brewer. Mr. Gary Brewer was born and raised in...
Grand Rapids.
You see, I was going to say Michigan.
Well, Grand Rapids,
I really was.
Michigan,
Honest to God, I was.
until I was 13, then it was here. So I graduated high school here.
Okay. He graduated high school.
So I kind of was raised here too.
So he's been a great friend, and I would consider him a brother to myself, and also Leon. I know he would say the same thing. And he's been an amazing supporter to not only myself, but the Ultimate CEO Movement, Smoke and Score, as well as All Pro Series Cigars. So, Mr. Gary Brewer, tell us a little bit about yourself first and what has been your experience and what you've been doing in the credit and financial world, and then we'll just kind of move forward from there.
Well, first of all, thank both of you for having me. You more than him. 'Cause I know you set it up.
I didn't really want you here.
I know you did. We talked about it. It used to be.
I didn't really want you here.
Used to be my homie, and I act like you don't know.
Because we're not going to talk about why, but that's okay.
I understand. Well, from a credit perspective, I was in the automotive industry for 12 years. Been on the credit side for about 15 years, as far as processing credit, dealing with people's credit, houses, automobiles, mostly automobiles more than anything. But from a credit perspective, and we're talking about from a broad stroke, what I want to convey and get across, more importantly than anything we talk about tonight as far as credit is power. And that power is extremely important. That power is extremely important when it comes to anything you need to do. When you walk in somewhere and you have good credit, you have the power. You have the power to purchase. You have the power to make that decision. You have the power to get a better interest rate. So, which bottom line, affects your every aspect. We like to discuss it in 3 phases: power, access, and control. Obviously, power is power. Mm-hmm. Access, the better credit you have, the more opportunities that are open to you from a interest rate standpoint, or if you want to start a business, both you guys own your own businesses. If you want to just basically, for layman's terms, just get a better deal. And then control, when you have that credit, when you have the great credit, when your credit is where it should be, you also control the situation. Anybody that's ever had bad credit or a little bit slow credit, when you walk in to buy an automobile, obviously you don't feel like you're ever in control. Somebody's always in control of the deal. Somebody's always in control of what you have and how you're going to spend your money. And it's just important to make sure we get that credit where you need to have it. And that being said, one thing that you and I discussed, Tracy, we discussed it a lot, is there's no education about credit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in you know, they don't have a credit class in school.
In high school, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which it should really, there should be something, because if going to school, whether it be high school, college, you're there to gain knowledge, to better yourself, and to be more educated, to basically do what? Make more money. Well, if you don't know how to manage that money, no matter how much money you have,
That's right.
you can definitely, you can definitely hit the skids. So there's no class out there in high school or college to teach you how to have good credit. You know, the things you need to do. Credit's like a sponge. If you have the perfect amount of credit, a sponge works, right? If you don't have any credit, sponge will drop and die. It won't. You can't use a sponge. If you've got too much credit, it gets overflowed and you can't use a sponge, right? So credit's extremely important from that standpoint, and the education of it. It's the businesses I've been in. If you talk to somebody, let's talk about home ownership real quick. If you talk to somebody that wants to purchase a home and they have rough credit and they want to repair their credit and get back on the road to purchasing that automobile or home, I'll ask interview questions, and it's I say it's not funny and it's not ironic, but if you ask somebody, say, did you grow up in a home where your parents owned your home? No. It's very generational.
Yeah,
It's
can be.
extremely
It can
generational.
be.
If you talk to people with bad credit, it's once again, their family always
It's
had bad
habits.
credit.
It's
Yes.
habits.
It's good habits and bad habits. And being able to have those good habits and being able to better yourself and to be able to control the situation. Credit affects 4 things, and we use the acronym FORM: family, occupation, recreation, and money. So credit affects your family, right?
Yep.
Where you're going to live, how you're going to live, what do you drive, how dependent is what you, how is reliable is what you're driving, right? We all know people that, or we've all been in a situation where we had to fix a vehicle. It can be outrageous, right? So family, how your family is living is important.
Okay, Gary. So let me give you a comparable scenario, and let me tell you which one would you choose, being that you deal with finance.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios. I'm a person that comes to you and says, okay, my credit is $600. 600. My credit score is 600.
Okay.
Your credit was
But I've got $300. I've got $3,000.
Right.
Or I come to you, I got credit that's $700, and I got $1,000. What is more comparable? Which person has a better opportunity to walk out there with a decent vehicle? If I give you those 2 scenarios.
Okay. Now, just to understand something, there's a lot of moving.
And I'm gonna give you the price of the vehicle. Let's say it's a $30,000 vehicle. So I got 600 credit. My credit is 600, but I got $3,000. And my credit is $700, and I got $1,000. Who gets the better deal?
Okay. I was
For
just
a $30,000 ride.
I was just getting ready to say there's a lot of moving parts, and then I knocked this over. So there's a lot of moving parts to that question. Hold on a second. Good? All right. Thank you. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So understand something. The first thing I tell people when they come in that situation, either situation, is number one, know your means. There's a difference between a want and a need, right?
Yeah.
You may want a Mercedes, but when you actually sit down and do the cost of ownership, right? COW, cost of ownership. When you own that vehicle, how much is it going to cost to maintain that vehicle? Okay, people like a Mercedes, but when you got a $900 oil change, okay, and your 36,000 mile service is $2,800, $3,000, can you really afford to own that vehicle? You might be able to afford to make the payment, but to your situation, your scenario that you're giving me, different lenders, and this is extremely important, and a lot of people don't know, different lenders have different scorecards of why they loan money. Okay, now you'll never know that scorecard. And as somebody that worked in finance, they don't just give me the scorecard. I had to learn it based on what the deals that I sent in to get approved, what they would approve, what they wouldn't. For instance, there's a particular lender. If you own your home, your credit can be really bad. They'll loan you money on a reasonable amount of money on a vehicle.
Depending on what else. Yeah.
Right, you know, because there's moving parts to it. So if you're 600 credit score and you come in with $3,000, if as long as you've got debt to income, how much money you make, all right? If you make $3,000, they only allow you, from a credit perspective, you're allowed 50%. If you go past 50%, your debt to income is out of whack. So what you bring in, because they're gonna apply cost of living to everything. They're gonna apply rent. They're gonna apply or mortgage. They're gonna apply food. They basically build that number in. So if you come into me and you make $4,000 a year and you're already putting out $1,900, it's hard to get automobile. And that's the reason why if you've ever been in with your spouse or if you've ever been in with anybody, you know, a family member, and they say, hey, do you have anybody else that'll sign on with you? That's because there's either a credit issue or there's a debt to income issue. You know, I had plenty of spouses come in and let's just say you have a homemaker, okay, whether it's male or female, right? You come in with a homemaker and the one person makes $6,000 a month, the other one makes $0. Well, they divide it out. You each make $3,000. Now let's figure out whether you can buy this automobile that you're trying to buy. So, Leon, to answer your question in a broad sense, both of those situations you could probably purchase a vehicle. Now, whether it's a $30,000 vehicle or not, I'm not sure, but based on other factors. But the fact that if you're a 600 credit score and you come in with $3,000, you've shown the lender that you can save money, that you can pay your bills. So a lot of times we'll make sure somebody picks out a vehicle that has a rebate. Let's say they rebate $2,000. Well, now you're putting $5,000 down. $5,000 compared to $30,000. Now you're only financing $25,000. But the difference between that 600 and 700 from a credit perspective is your interest rate. Okay. The difference between the 600 and 700 might be 5-6 points of interest, or more than that. That can be the difference in $120, $150 in payment.
Gotcha.
That's where it kicks in.
Gotcha.
Getting you approved and getting you done, you know, in the car world is 600 with $3,000 down. Oh, we can do something. It might not be a $45,000 vehicle, but we can do something.
And that's what you're saying is so important to me, Gary, because I look at the education of it all. What do you suggest in terms of helping to educate the young people? Because I can tell you, I speak personally for myself. I look at, and it could just be me, and it could be wrong for someone else, but I look at it as though it's a priority type of demographic for every unique case and every unique individual.
Sure.
If you don't look at a car as an important, like I don't have to have the fanciest of car because I know I have to get my kids through college, if that's important, or if I know I need to finance a home in my future, if that's what's important to me, what do I need to look at in terms of credit or in terms of financing that will get me to a certain place? And it's not all about having a nice car, as long as it's dependable to get you where you need to go. Point A to point B, and the repairs, it's American made, where you can get any mechanic can work on the vehicle, or you pay a cash car even, that's dependable.
Well, let's touch on cash cars real quick.
Okay.
Cash cars are never going to help your credit, obviously.
Right. Correct.
So and one
Correct.
thing is too is buy here, pay here lots are always dealing with used cars, and just for the general public, used cars. There's a state cap in interest rate on new cars. There's a cap on used cars, but it's based on year, and it can go. So, for instance, 16.78 is the interest rate cap for a new car in the state of Florida.
Oh,
All right? Now,
okay.
by the way, this is state specific. So, in the state of Florida, no matter what, your credit can be 480, your credit can be 580. 16.78 is the highest rate you can use on a new car. On a used car, depending on the year, that can go all the way up to 28%. So think about that. If you came in and bought a $10,000 car, all right, 28%. I mean, over a fourth of the car, quarter of the car, you're not even paying on the vehicle. So if you do a 6-year loan on that, you're paying at least 2.5 years. You ain't even paid on the car yet.
Well, let me give you this scenario.
Okay.
All right, this actually happened to my daughter.
Okay.
My daughter, her name is Kenya. She's my second born. I love her like all my heart. And she came to me about 8 months ago.
Okay.
Right? She had $4,000, and her credit score is 720.
Okay.
So she came up to me and she said, "Daddy, I got $4,000. I want to get a car." I said, okay, sweetie. I said, what's your credit score? She said, 720. She's a college student. Next year will be her last semester. I said, sweetie, I said, you got a 720 credit score. I said, why don't you use a portion of that money that you saved to put a down payment on the vehicle and get you a brand new car? She didn't want any payments on the car, so she ended up buying a used car, a 2014 used Chevrolet. I can't remember what it was. She ended up paying $4,000 for a used car.
Okay.
And then the used car broke down in 6 months.
Well.
Okay, and I told her, I said, sweetie, I said, why wouldn't you use a portion of that $4,000 to put a down payment on the vehicle to get you a new car, to where you would pay a portion of it and then use the other portion to pay it off for 6 months till you work again, because the new car at least will give you a warranty to where anything breaks down. She didn't want to listen to me. Unfortunately, she listened to her mama. I guess I ain't never.
You didn't have to put that in there.
I did.
Leon.
She did.
Just
I'm just saying because
just say your part.
I
Just say your part.
No, I guess I
Facts
said that
are
only because I guess I'd never bought a car before.
Well.
And I told her, I said, sweetie, you got $4,000 and you got a 720 credit score. Put a portion of that money down payment on the car. Pay the car for 6 months. At least you got a new car. And then you can work and pay for the rest of it. So she ended up paying $4,000 for a used car, and then it broke down.
Okay, so let's take a small portion of the beginning of that. Understand, because right now, and I'm not here to bash used cars, and I'm not here to bash Credit Karma, but just understand something. I've had multiple situations in the car business. Somebody has came in, young person, pick their phone up and say, look, Credit Karma says I'm a 770. So I should be able to buy anything I want to. Okay, Credit Karma doesn't use FICO. FICO is what every lender uses
That
for the
won't
car
help you at
business.
all. If they're
Right.
not
So
using
understand something about Credit Karma. You can go out and get a jewelry card with a $200 limit. Buy a pair of earrings, pay on that for 3 months, and you'll have a 750 credit score in Credit Karma. But that's not truly credit. Because if we're using some common sense here for a second, if the most credit you've ever had is $500 on a credit card or $500 on a jewelry card, who's going to loan you $25,000? They don't have any history of payment or any way to see how you've paid. Now, if they paid off student loans, that's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a young lady that was working part time that paid her dad in her name, paid off all her student loans of $175,000. Oh yeah, she had good credit. She had real credit. Okay, so just understand something. First and foremost, a lot of college students will come in or right out of college and say, "Hey, I'm a 750," because you've had 2 credit cards for $500. Well, that's not FICO. That's not going to get you done, more than likely. Now, can we put you on a first-time buyers program if you're working and you come in with that $4,000? Absolutely. And in this particular case, and I'm not here to bash used cars because I've sold those too. Used cars definitely have their need, but in the particular case of your daughter specifically, she should listen to Dad, because the thing is, a warranty on a vehicle. Okay, what is it going to cost for you to own the vehicle month to month? If you're sitting at home right now, you got a calculator. If you got a $300 car payment, which by the way doesn't generally buy you a brand new car nowadays, but let's just say you have a $300 car payment.
Right.
All right. You have a $300 car payment. You don't just make your car payment. You have insurance. Okay, and if you're young, we know how insurance goes. If you have a bad driving record, we know how insurance can be. All right. The type of vehicle you're buying. Are you buying a Corvette or are you buying a Chevy Spark? Because that Corvette has some serious insurance payments. All right. Another thing is too is as you're going down the list, what does it cost to maintain my vehicle? All right. If you're out there trying to buy a luxury car and you're just out of college, not that she was, but if you're just out of college, you have to sit down and figure out if this is going to cost me $3,000 a year to do the maintenance and keep up on my car. Well, divide 3,000 divided by 12 and add that to your monthly payment. Right? You're actually paying probably $550 a month on that car if you take what you pay for the year. See, I break everything down monthly, yearly. We have what we call reduced to ridiculous. I'll break it down per day. I'll break it down per month. When I'm talking to somebody about warranty, the warranty might cause your payment to go up $30 a month. Let me ask you a question. Are you carrying $5,000 or $6,000 in your bank account to pay for any unforeseen breakdown? Are you carrying that much money? No? Then can you afford $30 a month? Or let's just say $40 a month. $40 a month is $10 a week. You don't waste $10 a week somewhere? Right?
More than that.
By the way, if you're a Starbucks person, you're wasting $10 every time you stop. Right.
Or more.
If you're a 2-pack a day person smoking, oh, you're wasting way more than $10 a week.
Cigar.
Yeah. Now hold on. Now, this is something different.
Hey, you know, let's be real.
Right. But she should have absolutely.
Yeah.
She should have absolutely listened to Dad on that one.
But you know, the scenario for me, Leon and Gary, for me, I want to switch the scenario a bit because I know you also are knowledgeable about home financing. So what if that person has a different mindset or a different goal set as far as, like, I know that wasn't Leon's daughter's goal set at the time, but what if you're working on getting a home or something like that? Do you need to have that type of monthly payment on an automobile with trying to purchase a home at the same time?
Okay, so in going back to your earlier question, which we never got to,
Education,
we
yeah.
kind of flipped. But the first thing I'll tell somebody is you got to have a game plan. Mm-hmm. All right, there are plenty. The great thing about Google and the great thing about the internet is there's plenty of do's and don'ts. And matter of fact, we'll have my phone number out there later. You can call me and I can actually get you hooked up with this. But there are. I work with a program now that's Road to Home Ownership. It literally takes you from step A all the way through the process of what you need to do, what documents you need to have prepared, financially where you need to be sitting. Now
That's good stuff. See, that's good.
There's multiple programs out there. I mean, if you're a veteran, there's there's definitely programs for it.
Yeah.
But there's programs for every situation.
Scenario.
But you know, Tracy, Leon, the one thing everybody has to remember is, and this is hard to do. This takes a lot of discipline. You have to stay within your means. Mm-hmm. If you make $65,000 a year as a household, all right, you should not be. And we found this out about 15 years ago. You should not be in an 8-bedroom.
or have 2 Mercedes-Benz and a BMW.
Listen, you can be house poor if you want to. You can be car poor if you want to. But
it's not going to lead you anywhere.
Right. You need to stay within your means, and you need to have a short-term goal and a long-term goal. Mm-hmm. If you know that you're within 6 months to a year of buying a house, why are you out and you have a reliable car? Don't mess with your automobile right now.
My point.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to extend yourself to, we're going to say, hey, you have all these inquiries on your credit. Because just understand something. Here's another thing people don't realize from an automobile perspective. I have plenty of people that come in that say, hey, I don't want my credit, don't run my credit all around. Well, you're absolutely right. But I mean, as an expert, my job is to make sure that doesn't happen. Not that everybody follows that rule. All right. But just understand something.
So will they tell you they're not, and they do?
Well, once again, credit is power. If you have got good credit, you
control
matter. The situation. Mm-hmm. If you've got rough credit, bad credit, slow credit, my job is to try to get that automobile purchase for you. Well, if I have to go to multiple lenders to see if I can get that done, I'm going to do that. But keep in mind, we pull your credit in the auto industry, we pull it one time. Every lender we send it to pulls it again.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So how about this? If you come in to buy a vehicle, if your daughter went in to buy a brand new car, and I pulled her credit, and I send her to 6 banks, she's going to have 7 inquiries, 7 pulls on her credit. Now, if you go to 3 dealerships that day and you let all of them do the same thing, that's 21. Now your game plan is shot.
Yeah.
Okay,
shot
now,
to hell.
Now it's affecting your credit,
yeah.
right? And if you've got young, fresh credit, that's real dangerous.
Yeah.
Or if you've got bad credit, that's real. I had a situation. This is probably 9 years ago. A young lady pulled up 9 o'clock in the morning at the dealership, and I got her approved on the vehicle. She was kind of, that's not really what I want. I'm gonna go down the street. She went up and down Blaney Boulevard. She came back at 6 o'clock that night, and I couldn't get her done anymore. They had pulled her credit. She went and keep in mind, this young lady wanted a payment of $300. I looked on her credit. She let Acura pull her. She let Audi.
Wow.
God.
What
are you doing in an Audi dealership?
Why were you even there?
And I'm not here to judge, but that's part of your game plan. Same thing
but
with
it's
home.
a mindset. It's
right.
a mindset.
Same thing with home ownership. Stay within your means. Mm-hmm. Understand what you need to do to have good credit, to maintain good credit, to keep that good credit, to keep that credit balanced. All right, you know, I've had people that are 780 credit scores come into the dealership and say, hey, a month later, I'm a 740. Well, why did my credit drop significantly? You only send it to one place. When you use your credit score drops temporarily. Mm-hmm. And then once you make a few payments, it goes back up. So think about that. If you're just on the cusp of just being barely approved for a home and you go in and try to buy a car,
yes, that's my thing.
It can ruin your
chances. And you know what, Gary, you have touched into something, and this goes deep, because this is not only just financial. It's about to me, it's about mental also, because I think a lot of times, what do people equate material things to? Like, why do
Status.
exactly? Why do people feel as though they have to have a certain type of vehicle and live outside of their means? Is it self-esteem? Is it status? As you said, you know, you feel like you have to have a certain type of vehicle in order to look a certain way. How I just want to be a help, and I want our content to be impactful.
Sure.
So what can you say to just give advisement on that type of mindset as
Well,
far as what is important? What is majorly important when it comes to, because I'd rather have $5,000 in the bank and carry what kind of handbag what's a cheap handbag? A cheap handbag. I mean, what?
It's just called a cheap handbag.
A cheap handbag. I'd rather have.
We don't use any brands here.
I'd rather have $5,000 in the bank and carry a. Right. I can't think of a handbag, but instead of having a Gucci handbag and $10 in the bank, you know what I'm saying?
Gucci?
Gucci.
But that's just me. But that's just the old school in me.
But understand something, Tracy. Okay, everybody doesn't have that mindset. First of all, let's just lay this on the table. Credit doesn't see anything. Okay, from your most banks nowadays, credit unions are different. Set them aside. Do you know that most banks no longer want us to send in a copy of your ID with your deal? That's because they don't want any predatory lending problems. There's one
that
particular
makes
bank, I
sense.
won't name the bank, but there's one particular bank that was fined millions and millions of dollars about 2 years ago, millions and millions of dollars. And they're a very strong bank. Everybody's heard of them. And they were fined heavily because they were charging too much interest. In theory, they were charging too much interest in one particular zip code. Now,
Allegedly.
Now allegedly. now, it wasn't alleged.
But it was real.
But now their argument was, and I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to say I agree with it. That particular zip code was
There was a pattern.
there was a pattern of bad credit in that zip code. So the bank said, hey, take a look at this, and the government said, So just understand something. Nowadays, if you came in to buy a car, Leon, I don't even send your identification in if it's a bank. They don't even want to know what you look like because they don't ever want to be accused of that. So
That's interesting.
tying it in what you were talking about. Listen, we're not here as financiers and lenders. We're not here to be your moral compass. That's not what we're here for. Listen, if you rather have 16 pair of Air Jordans instead of having great credit, I can't keep you from doing that. But I can't tell you what your mindset needs to be. I can tell you if you want to get to these particular points.
That's the point
Right,
I'm making.
yeah,
because
it's-
you know what's happening. We want to help our listeners, our followers, to understand the importance of. But this is what will happen if you have that mindset.
Sure. First and foremost, what you need to do is find out what's on your credit report. Because understand something. Most of that stuff is done, even though it's done by computer, it's done by hand. They make mistakes. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled somebody's credit, and I've been going through their credit, and I sit down and I go through it with them and say, hey, because understand something, dealing with automobiles or a home, when you're dealing with an underwriter of any sorts, they ask questions. Hey, what's this? Why didn't they pay this? What's going on with this? So I always do an interview with my clients and say, Tracy, what happened here 3 years ago? What happened here 2 years ago? What happened here a year ago? Oh, well, this happened. Now, COVID has changed the game.
Yeah.
Because now you got people that have been walking around with 780s that are now walking around 580s and they can't figure it out. Well, COVID has hit. So there's been some lending things that are kind of, I've found lately that the lenders are a little bit more lenient about certain things. And it depends on the bank, depending on what they'll be lenient about. But you need to go through your credit, know what's on it. And I even have written down here, know your situation. You need to know what's on your credit. You need to know why it's on there. Let's talk about disputing real quick. Just understand something. You can dispute credit by yourself. And I'll let everybody read between the lines on that one.
Yeah.
If you're how about this? If you're hiring somebody to dispute your credit, because what's going to happen is you send a letter in disputing it, they take it off, and in 3 or 4 months they put it back on, if it's legitimate. If you really owe the money, it's going to come back on. So disputing your credit, you can send letters out at your house.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay
can.
somebody $3,000 to dispute your credit.
You can.
But that being said, know your situation. Know what's on your credit. Know why it's on there. Understand how long it's going to be on there. All right, if you got something that's been on there for 6 months or 6 years and 10 months, what's going to happen in 2 more months? It's coming off.
Yeah.
It can only stay on for 7 years. So just understand how that process works. Okay, if you know your situation, if you're knowledgeable about what's going on with your situation, then your game plan. Because let me ask you something, Big Sirs. When you were with the Steelers and the Jags, your game plan wasn't the same week to week, was it?
No.
Right.
It changed every week.
It changed based on what? The situation you were
Situation,
in.
Right.
absolutely.
Team you were playing. So if
That happens in life.
and I'm not saying your credit changes week to week, but everybody's game plan situation
Changes.
can be different. Okay, my game plan might be completely different than yours. You know, you may own your own home, you may have 2 nice cars, and you might be looking to trade one of those cars because you need something bigger because your business is growing. Okay, if I'm renting and I've got limited income, I'm on Social Security, and I have a car that works, but I'm trying to buy a house, and I'm thinking about going out and buying a car, probably not a good game plan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you definitely have to know what's going on with your credit. Be knowledgeable about your situation, and do me another favor: speak to an expert.
Right.
Okay, your friend. You know, I, as you guys know, I used to be in the golf business, and I used to be a golf pro, and I taught. I used to walk up in when I would go out and play for fun somewhere else, not my home club, because I wouldn't allow it on my driving range. But if I used to hear friends helping friends with their golf swing. And the thing is, I used to walk in I think we're allowed to say this. You got a shitty golf swing, and you're trying to help somebody with their shitty golf swing. How's that working?
We don't have bloopers. We don't have beeps.
So
18, we're not that advanced.
If your golf swing is terrible and you're trying to help somebody, how are you helping them? You can't fix your own.
Correct.
So friends and
Correct.
family are great. They're great resources. But if you know somebody, or you want to get in touch with me, or you want to get in touch with an expert to be able to help you walk you along through this process, that's what you need to do. Talking to your friend who bought a house 25 years ago, who said they did it this way, that situation's probably changed. Their situation's changed, and the market has changed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, houses are selling like crazy.
They are. The market is amazing right now. But here's the
it's gonna turn.
But it right, and it's going back to your point. You cannot rest on your laurels on what you make today, because just like, what's the acronym they used to say for jobs? Just over broke is the acronym, what it stands for. And you can't rest on your laurels of what you make. You may be making $90,000 today. COVID can happen and you down to 45. So
Right.
you cannot rest on that. You got to see where you're going to be in the future. You have to plan for that. And to your point also, it's like the knowledge that you gain is power for your credit.
Absolutely.
Knowledge it puts you ahead of the curve.
Well, it's not even about being ahead of it. It's about understanding what's going on and getting to that point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want to be ahead of the curve. Be in the curve. You know what I'm saying? Understand your credit situation. Understand what you got going on. Understand your means. Okay. Try to live within them. All right. You know, what's the old adage, Leon? I know you've purchased a couple.
Purchased.
What's the old
Leon is
adage?
on his own. Wait, I don't know what's going on down there.
What's the saying about buying an engagement ring 4 times your salary? That's what it's supposed to be.
Don't talk about engagement rings. I might want to get a good
Well,
one.
hold on. We're getting ready to get.
I'm
I'm getting ready to
Don't
get
mess
to
with
you.
my shit.
I'm getting ready to get to you in a second.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't. Is this mic on? Turn his mic off.
You don't want to talk about engagement, right?
Mic off.
Okay.
Turn his mic. He
No,
trying to
from
mess up my
all
engagement
jokes
ring.
aside,
Turn the mic off.
But from a financial standpoint, they
Okay.
say they say 4 times your salary. You should have a minimum of 4 to 6 months of money in the bank to pay all your bills and live. That's optimal.
Yeah.
Because now you're fiscally sharp. You are
Yeah.
staying. You know how much money you have to spend, because in this day and age, look what can happen. You know, your business could be shut down. I'm
Oh
talking about
God!
your
Oh my God!
job.
Oh my God!
You
I
ain't gotta
know.
own the business.
Oh, I know.
How many people do we know
You
right now?
preaching to the
that lost
choir,
their
my
job?
brother.
You know what
I
mean?
know.
So absolutely. You never answered the question about the 2 engagement rings. I'll let that slide.
No, we're gonna.
Well,
No, let's not
well,
go there. Let's
well.
let's leave that alone.
No, don't leave it alone.
Yeah.
Because I know how much I spent on my engagement.
It's getting close, Tracy.
It's getting close. It's getting close.
Shut
How
it
much
down.
you spending on your engagement ring, Leon?
It was the worst investment I ever made in my life.
Twice.
Twice.
Two times.
Hit me 2
My,
times.
my first
Two
engagement.
Next
times.
time, put some stank on
My
it.
first engagement ring was 25.
My first engagement ring.
Ring was $25,000, and my second engagement
What?
ring was $75,000.
Man, are you kidding?
But
I
hold
spent
on,
$100,000 on the engagement
but
ring.
hold on a second. But
You
but
Hey,
70,
did you read the book, partner?
have you read the book?
Did you read the book?
Ma'am, have you read the book?
I
didn't
read
read
it, but I
the book.
must
No, you
didn't read that part.
Well, hey,
I didn't
listen,
read that part.
It's vivid in the
You,
book.
you need to highlight that part. Hey,
Yeah.
but let me ask you a question. The 70,
You didn't go to Diamonds
and I'm being,
Direct.
I'm being dead serious. They're not.
You didn't go to Diamonds Direct or something. That I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're not a sponsor, but you can be.
But you can be.
You can
Check
be.
this out. When you spent the 75 grand, was that not probably 4 months' salary? Less than.
No,
Actually, you were cheap.
No. I paid.
Leon, can you buy? I got a house payment coming
I
up.
paid it up front, $75,000
No.
up front.
But they say
This is my
an
phone. I'm
engagement
trying to
ring
buy a
is-
house, Leon.
A proper amount for engagement ring is 4
Oh
times.
yeah, 4 times your salary.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
you gotta remember, I was making $2.5 million.
that's what I'm saying. So actually, you actually gave her a cheap ring.
I did.
I got my honey in the crowd. Honey, 75,000. You know what? I wouldn't do that if I. Well, I'm not judging. Leon, I think
on.
you're amazing. You have an amazing spirit. You're one of the most humble guys I know. I'm not going to mess up your thug thizzle, but I love you, Leon, as a person.
Yes.
But I can tell you right now, if I had it, I wouldn't. That's not. My mindset wouldn't tell me to spend that much money on a
I
ring.
told you it was the worst investment.
Okay, well then forgiveness.
But let me ask a question.
Forgiveness.
The 75 is the second one, right?
75,000 was the first.
So,
second.
so the home, you guys owned the home, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, how much was that house?
The house I bought was $275,000.
Okay, 275. Now,
It was 200. I paid cash for it.
okay, so what kind of car were you both driving?
With big body Benzes.
Okay, so you ain't buying no $30,000 engagement ring with a lady in a big body Benz. That ain't happening, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
But yes, you need to know your situation. You need to know your means. You know, Leon's obviously a rare case. He was an NFL
Yeah.
football
Oh
player.
yeah. He had them
You know,
that loan money.
Right, but,
that
but-
loan money.
Oh,
But we just proved that he actually undercut the second wife greatly. But that's a whole other story. But
Shit me.
Yeah, that's 2 sheets in one show. You can't. Oh,
that's 3. That's
Sorry.
No, I ain't. Hey, shit.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
4. Oh,
She ain't get,
God.
hey, well, first
We're
of all,
gonna get shut
I'm
down.
sorry, but she ain't get
We're
undercut.
going to get
I don't
shut
care.
down.
She
It's
ain't
not
get
my
undercut.
fault, At.
All right, she ain't get undercut. Trust me. That
She did not get undercut.
Hell no.
Not in the
I'm
end.
not going to ask the question I really want to ask.
Not in the end.
Did she keep it?
Huh?
Did she get to keep it?
Yeah.
Yes, she can.
They were
Mother.
married for some
Oh,
years.
God.
I tried to get it back in the divorce. Didn't work.
Oh.
What's the? Hey, by the way, for everybody out there, the only state. Now, I'm not talking about marriage. The only state that they legally have to give the ring back is what? If you didn't get married, once you
If you
consummate-
didn't
New
get-
York. New York.
Yes, once I've
New
asked you
York?
this before. Once you consummate that
You have
ring's
to give.
hers,
They make you give it back. In New York, they make you give it the ring back. Okay.
you know, legally they have to.
Okay.
Now they don't have to get it, but
You know what? What we're going to do is, you know what? Because Leon got my head all cloudy with these rings and this pricing, I got to go and take it over to our DJ. DJ Gemini is going to give us about 3 to 4 minutes on a little intermission break, and then we'll come back with Gary. We want Mr. Brewer to think about some takeaways that you can just leave with the people to just make sure that they have you've informed them of so much. There's been some great stuff. We've had some great people chiming in. And so just because we don't right now currently have the education in high school or middle school for young people to find out about the financial part of their lifestyle, what can we do as adults to help educate, or what can happen that we can be a part of, the integral part of that. So, but until then, we're going to take it away for about 3 or 4 minutes for DJ Gemini. Thank you so much.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the
give him my work number.
In regards to home
Credit period.
no more lipstick.
She's not like everyday. I might have to be a social. I might.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right, all right, all right. We are so fortunate to have DJ Gemini in the house. And I didn't say it previously. He doesn't like when I do this, but I got rights. I got rights. I got permissions. DJ Gemini is also my son. And I'm so, look, he nodding his head. He like, God.
Is Gemini on his birth certificate?
No, Jordan's on his birthday. But I'm so proud of him and what he's doing. So all you all look out for the stylings of DJ Gemini in Jacksonville, Florida. And he will be available for any type of private corporate event and also for the public to help get your party on. DJ Gemini. That's with the J. That's with the J.
For bar mitzvahs.
Yay. Hey, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and bar mitzvahs.
Hey.
Box mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs.
As long as you're paying.
As long as you're paying. As long as you're paying. So again, thank you all again. We appreciate you all chiming back in. Our studio audience is still hanging out with us. We are so appreciative for that. We again are Smoke and Score Live with my co-host, Mr. Leon Searcy, in the house. Leon, where you at?
You know I'm here, partner.
You was taking a draw on that
call it
cigar.
mid-puff.
I'm here, partner. For
You here?
Sure.
I got to make sure you're with me.
We got a lot going on now. Tomorrow is a big day.
It's a big day. We got to mention that again real
We have-
quick. Tell them, Leon, what we got going on
We have
tomorrow. The
24
draft.
hours.
Well, listen. Tomorrow is draft day.
Draft day.
Okay, and you know, I'm going to equate draft day to when I was drafted. Like, let me see, how old was it? 29 years ago. I was drafted 29 years ago.
Did y'all have face masks back then?
Oh, we did.
Did Moses kick the field goal back then?
Leather helmets. Was
Did
there a
Moses kick the
Was
field
there a
goal?
forward pass?
Well,
when
man,
you
first of all, both of you are older than me.
No, I'm not.
Oh, what?
I'm 47 years old,
Oh,
sir.
what? In dog years. You're older than me.
Oh my God, that's
No,
so.
sir. I am not older than you.
He
You're
said
older
it's
than
dog
in
years.
dog years. You're older than me. You're older than me.
That was a good one, Leon. I love it.
Wow. Let's get to this.
Wait. Before we do that,
All
Leon.
right, go ahead,
Before we
go
do that, Leon,
ahead.
we just want to finish up our other segment.
All right, let's do it.
Again, we want to say
Can I
thank you
finish
for
first?
all the. Yes, you can, sir. We want to say, see, it's good. You have friends and family. They just take over. They do what they want. We want to thank all of our again people that have come in and chimed in on social media for us tonight. We have Mr. Louis Piscatelli. He says I always say that wrong, so I'm gonna say Louis P. out of Cigar Lounge USA.
Louis P.
Louis P. out of Cigar Lounge USA. He is
Straight.
he has a great Facebook group. It's amazing. They do Facebook engagement, and he's a very big supporter of Smoke and Score Live with Leon and Tracy. So we appreciate you so much, Louis. And Louis also made a comment about what you said earlier, Gary. He said we drive older cars, but we have no mortgage. That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. We drive older cars, but we have no mortgage. I would love to live in a house where I had no mortgage. Me personally.
Well, basically, I'm assuming what he's talking about is he stayed within his means. He knows
Correct.
his game plan, and he knows what he wants to do.
Correct. So that was that was good.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic. And again, we want to appreciate all of our great wait staff here tonight at Allen Girl Gate Parkway at 7860 Gate Parkway. And again, our amazing supporter, the general manager here, Miss Cindy Day. Thank you so much, Cindy, for being and a supporter of ours and allowing us to come do what we do that we are so passionate about. And also, we have our amazing sponsors that have also been a part of our podcast. And I have one more sponsor I want to mention. But before I say that, if you would like to be a sponsor for our podcast, please get in touch with us at smokeandscorelive@gmail.com. Smokeandscorelive@gmail.com. And you can sign up to be a partner or a sponsor for our live podcast. We not only do our podcast here locally, but we go on the road. We do what we do. We got everything going on, right, Leon?
Jesus wept.
Come on, man. And again,
Yes.
you don't have to you can have any type of business. You don't have to be in the cigar industry, but if you are, we would again love to integrate you into our podcast. Any type of vendors, retailers, cigar manufacturers. Leon and I have our own boutique cigar line. I have Ultimate CEO Cigars, and Leon has All Pro Series cigars. Okay, and so again, we do appreciate the opportunity to work with our sponsors and the support that they provide to us. And again, we have Mr. Gary Brewer that has before our break, given some great information. If you did not come on the live, please go look on the replay. You can look us up on Instagram at Smoke and Score Live, and also on Facebook at Smoke and Score Live, and you can look at the replay. Now, Gary, you were going to leave us with a few tidbits before we closed out your segment in regards to financing, credit, education, and also, if you did not mind, giving the people your information so that
Sure.
they can follow up with you, because I'm sure there are some people, because it happens each and every time, people want to follow up and just see how they can get more information. So
Okay.
I'll let you take the floor.
As far as the information to leave with them, number one, just like we talked about at the beginning, credit is power. Okay? Remember what credit affects: family, family, occupation, recreation, and your money.
I love
All
that
right?
form.
So remember, those are the four things that it affects: family, occupation. Because understand something, there's some jobs out there that pull your credit and that
To get a job.
and it's happening more and more and more. I had somebody that called me last week that said that they were turned down for a job because of their credit score, and
This is a different world.
It can
It's a
affect
different
your
world.
occupation. It can affect your recreation, right? If you're living within your means and your credit's a little rough and your pockets are a little light, maybe taking that 16-day trip to Disney's not the best idea.
Right.
Because Disney costs.
Right. Yes, it does.
But and then bottom line, it affects your money, right? I have some things written down here. First of all, know your situation. All right, understand what's on your credit report. Understand what's going on. Do your research. Just tapping into the auto industry real quick. There are many tools, black book, blue book, whatever you want to look up. Know what your car is worth before you drive it on the car lot. And I mean that in both ways.
Yeah.
People like to drive into a car lot and they want $10,000 for the car. It's worth $1,000,
I've done that.
and then they want $8,000 off of my car, which is $8,000 under what it's
I've done
valued.
that.
It doesn't work that way. So I'm not going to give you more for yours and less for mine. It's not ever going to happen. But just understand, know your values. Not only your personal values, but also know what you're bringing in, driving in. Know what it's worth. That way you can realistically negotiate. Another thing that we didn't really touch on, we won't go deep into, is in the U.S. I used to travel and play golf overseas. So overseas, especially in Asia where I was at, you negotiate everything: street food, shirts, clothes, everything. In this country, we really negotiate two things: a home and a car. And if you think about it, somebody's negotiating a home for you most of the time.
Yeah, most
So
of the time.
you walk into a car dealership, that's really the only thing you ever get a chance to negotiate. if you don't know the information, if you don't know what your car is worth, if you don't know what your credit is, if you don't know your situation, how in the world can you negotiate properly?
Yeah.
Right? And I don't care if you have great credit or bad credit. You need to know your situation to be able to be an expert on yourself. Do you know how many people, and I don't know the percentage, but it always floored me, how many people do not know what they make a month? Like you'll say, all right, what's your monthly gross income? And they'll say, well, I bring home, I didn't ask you that. What do you make? Because the automotive industry,
You have to know that.
they go by your gross income before taxes. They give you credit for all that. So, you might make $5,000 a month, but you only clear $3,200. All we care about is the 5. So just understand, figure out what you make per month. If you're not on a monthly salary, take your average hours, look on your paycheck. It will tell you.
Okay.
And I'm not talking down to anybody, but it just floored me that so many people come in and not know what they make, right?
And that's a good perspective to know. So Gary, how can folks get in touch with you in terms of wanting to get more information than what they've heard tonight, and they're very interested in what you've said?
Well, when it comes to your credit, you can call me at
904
801
and Tammy will put that in the thread.
801-1249. That's 904-801-1249. Now, I'll be in the office Monday.
My office hours
My
are
office hours are
between
from
9 to 5.
9 to 5. And I won't hang you outside of a window or anything, but just if you just want some information on bettering your credit, repairing your credit, how to get to a positive credit situation, and just understand something. Once you call, we're family, so I take care of my clients. And not only that, but your family.
That's nice. That's
I'm
good to know.
going to know everything about you. It is what it is.
And you know what? That's so important, Gary. I'm glad that you mentioned that. I won't go too deep into that, but that's a very intimate thing.
Yes.
People being able to pull your credit, knowing your life history. You've been divorced 3 times. You got 10 kids. You had a repossession. You had 10 bankruptcies. Listen, that's intimate thing. People need to feel comfortable that they have somebody in their
In the
background
corner.
that's
Absolutely.
helping them. That's
Absolutely.
an intimate thing.
It's as intimate as that is. People like to do business with who they feel comfortable.
Right, exactly.
And give me a call. And by the way, if you're not comfortable with me, I'll still lead you in the right direction. I'll still help you get to where you want to get to. As far as I can tell you which direction to go and who to contact. One more thing, and I think this is very important. When it comes to your road and your game plan, if you have a bank, which most people do, all right, most people don't realize the resources inside of a bank.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
When you go, I know you go up to the teller and you know Miss Jean's name and she knows how much money you get out of the bank every day or every week and blah blah blah. Understand something. Inside your bank, there's financial specialists that sit in there and wait to talk to you. Right?
And they don't have
they-
a lot of work to do.
Right.
Like,
They
they do, but I'm just saying.
But the thing is that they want to sit down and talk to you because understand something. A bank wants your business. So
Definitely.
you might only keep $2,000 in that bank, but you know what? Go in and use the resources because it doesn't cost you anything. Go
That's
in and
true,
use the
'cause you
resources
already
that are
have an
available.
account.
Go in and say, hey, because they can already see your accounts. They know how much money you have. They can sit down and break down some stuff to you and help you out. I would be glad. I'd be honored to help you. Just understand something. There's other resources also. Your local bank has somebody sitting in it.
That's something that a lot of people don't think about.
They don't realize that,
Yeah.
that person's sitting there waiting to talk to. And by the way, you're walking into your bank. That's your banker. So he or she already has your information. It's not like it's somebody cold.
Yeah.
You might not know them personally, but you don't have
your
to.
info, yeah.
But they're there to help you also.
Well, thank you so much, Gary. We appreciate all
Let's
of
talk some
your
sports.
time. We appreciate everything that you've done. And again, we will have Gary Brewer's information in the thread that you can reach out to him. We're appreciative that you would take the time to reach out because some people will be calling.
Absolutely.
And so we appreciate you being able to be so transparent and to help our listening audience with all of that. It's very important. Credit and knowledge about your credit is power. And we want people to win. I know that Leon, in his mantra, his mission, All Pro Series and everything he does, he wants to see people win. Of course, Ultimate CEO, we want to encourage people with resources and content to see people win. So,
Well, you might not be able to be an all-pro, but you can smoke like one.
But you can smoke.
Okay, so
I love it.
So,
Thank
So
you.
we are 24 hours
into
away from having the probably the minute he signs the contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars, he'll be the second best quarterback, at least right now, to step inside our great city.
Not
correct?
Trevor Noah, because I like Trevor Noah. Not Trevor Noah, but Trevor Lawrence. Okay, thank you.
Trevor Noah's. Am I right?
Trevor Noah's
Leon?
somebody different.
We're 24 hours away from the second greatest quarterback in Jaguar history signing on.
Let me check the time.
Where we at?
23 hours.
23 hours. Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
If he
DJ Jimmy.
if he can bring consistent playoff appearances, a la Mark Brunell, if he can bring consistent playoff appearances, can you imagine if this guy brings a Super Bowl? There'll be a statue while he's still playing out front of him.
That's
He'll
true.
be the first active player ever in the Pride. Now, you said something earlier I got a question about. You said this is the most important draft. So, are you telling me 29 years ago that wasn't a real important draft?
Listen, what I'm telling you is this, Gary.
Tell me.
This organization, the Jaguars organization, has been in existence for over 26 years.
26 years, okay.
I came to the Jaguars in 1996. They were a fledgling organization. They started the season 4-12. I came here. I was Mark Brunell's blindside protector, and we made the playoffs. We made the playoffs in 96, 97, 98, and 99.
Wow.
And almost went to the Super Bowl.
Almost went to the Super Bowl twice when I was there. And my career, my illustrious career.
Illustrious.
Like that word,
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's
Yes,
the-
sir.
that's
And,
the-
and it was illustrious.
Illustrious career. I played 11 years in the NFL, and I made 4 AFC Championship games. 2 with the Steelers and 2 with the Jaguars. But getting a guy like Trevor Lawrence to come to Jacksonville, the first pick overall, might be something that it might be the most important draft in Jacksonville history. Because only reason why I say that is because Trevor Lawrence is a game changer.
Yes, he is.
This is a quarterback-driven league. If you look at all the amazing quarterbacks that play in the NFL,
Even so now, more than
even
ever.
so more now than you can look at your Russell Wilsons, your Aaron Rodgers, your Josh
Mahomes.
Allen, your Patrick Mahomes. You can look at your Ben Roethlisbergers, your Lamar Thomases. All these guys, all these franchises have had such
Neil O'Donnell.
no. But I'm saying, in order to have a sustainable team in the NFL, you got to have a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence, and many assessments, is a go-to, can't-miss quarterback. So I say Trevor. Listen, I was looking at Trevor Lawrence like 3 years ago. I remember 3 years ago
Yeah, when he was
when
a
he was a
freshman.
freshman at Clemson.
Won a national championship, right?
This kid has been projected to be a first pick overall since his 9th grade year in high school.
Wow.
He's
That
been
I didn't know.
he's been a projected first round pick overall since his 9th grade in high school.
So you don't think we're putting too much pressure on him now?
Well, listen, we're putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, we are.
Because the face of the franchise is essentially in his hands. Now, in my assessment, from what I've seen from him, he's been a winner everywhere he's went. He went to high school at 9th grade. He won 2 state championships when he was in high school.
When he lose one game?
He only lost 1 game in high school.
Yes, sir.
He goes to Clemson. He wins the national championship his freshman year. Only lost 2 games after that. And he comes to Jacksonville with all this mainstay of him being the greatest quarterback
Right.
since his assessment, his grade, his acumens have been close to Andrew Luck and John Elway.
Oh, John Elway.
So
good.
his grade of being a quarterback is assessed to John Elway and Andrew
That's
Luck.
great.
Which means which means nothing.
Well, to
Well,
me, John
well,
Elway,
no,
that's great.
It sounds good, but how he performs on Sunday is more of a
The
assessment
telltale.
of what kind of quarterback is going to be. But he's our quarterback.
So let me ask you a question.
He's our great
So
hope.
so we know we're taking Trevor Lawrence. Talk to us about the other picks that the Jacksonville Jaguars had, because
Listen,
these are
the
extremely
picks.
important as well.
Listen, the picks that Jacksonville makes after Trevor Lawrence is even more important than the actual pick that they're making at number one, because the Jacksonville Jaguars have the first pick, the 25th pick, the 33rd pick, the 45th pick, and the 65th pick. So they've got 5 of the top 65 picks in the first round.
Right.
So all those players that they assess and draft on Saturday, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, is going to be even more equivalent to drafting Trevor Lawrence first pick overall. So those players have to be impactful players. They got to be players that come in from day one and have an impact. So as much as we love Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be first pick overall, it's going to be even more essential and more potent that the Jaguars draft well at 25, 33, 45, and 65, and 125. Because I know everybody, listen, I was a first round pick in 1992. I was 11th pick overall in 1992. But as much as the glamour and glitz goes to the first round, the meat and the potatoes of your team is built around the second, the third, and the fourth round.
Well, there was a guy.
okay.
I'm not sure if anybody heard of him before, but there was a guy taken in the 6th round out of the University of Michigan, and he's been pretty decent over the course.
Well, he's an aberration. Listen, first of all, Tom Brady is an aberration. All right.
I just want to use
The
that.
operation.
Michigan.
That's a ghost.
There's
Does
never.
that mean ghost?
I listen. There's never going to be anybody that you can assess to Tom Brady because of aberration. Tom Brady is the greatest player in NFL history.
He the one and only.
So obviously you can't. Nobody knows what everybody's going to do in the first, second, third round. But with that 25th pick, I know sometimes you're inside the. You're definitely an insider and you're an expert. What would be the first need you would address at 25?
Well, I mean, Jacksonville is in a predicament because when you get to the 25th pick overall, you can address 2 measures. You can address what you need, or you can address best player available.
Right. Where would you lean?
If it was me, if I was to assess who I would draft, I would draft the best player available, and the best player available may be a safety, it may be a lineman, it may be a DN, or maybe a D tackle. So
It might not be the sexiest pick,
It
but
may not be
The
the sexiest
sexiest pick.
No. And here's the thing. I can assess that Urban Meyer doesn't care. Urban Meyer's in a position where he's going to get the best possible player available to accommodate what's going to help him win on Sundays.
I have a question about that though. Do you think? And listen, you're drafting guys coming out of college. There's no guarantee on anything. There's no guarantee
It's
on
a
Trevor
50-50
Lawrence.
ball. 50-50
Right.
ball. Yes.
So let me ask you a question. Though. I've seen a couple franchises. I'm a Jags fan, but I'm also, I'm originally from Michigan. I'm a Lions fan, and I've seen the Lions and the Raiders. It just popped in my mind first and foremost. The Lions and the Raiders traditionally draft best player, and it's got them into a lot of trouble. Like the Raiders, what was it, like 5 straight years they took a receiver, even though they didn't. But he was the best player there. So I mean, I understand drafting the best player available, but if it doesn't fit your need, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like right now, what would you say is the strongest position? Who's the strongest? If there's one guy untouchable before this draft on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who would it be?
Well,
I mean, just,
a lot of people have assessed that if you get to 25, you might want to get Trevor Lawrence another weapon.
okay.
That may be you're not going to get a running back because you're not going to get a running back.
Diamond doesn't.
You're not going to get tight end because we don't have any tight end that shouldn't get that. I would assess that they will probably get maybe a wide receiver, maybe a Darius Toney from Florida. He might be another weapon that you add to Trevor Lawrence and the weapons he already has. And then maybe at 33, you go get a running back, Najee Harris. You might get Travis Etienne at 33.
Man, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind
know.
having that guy.
And then maybe at 45, you go and get you Fairmouth, the tight end from Penn State, or a D tackle. You might get Barmore from Alabama.
Well, we have a lot of holes to fill.
Listen, when you go on 1-15, you got a lot of holes to fill. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you've got a lot of draft capital. But what's the most important is that those guys that you draft, they've got to be impact players. They got to be guys that can start day one on Sunday. They're going to have an impact.
Okay, so let me ask you.
You can't afford to have guys like
Sit the bench.
you can't have guys like Taven Bryan.
You can't have no projects.
No, you can't have projects. You got to have
Okay.
guys who have impact from day one.
So let me ask you a question. If that's the case, all right, we also know we got a lot of money to spend. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've addressed a little bit, Fiji.
Yeah, well, we got over $38 million in free agent
It's
money.
about time they spend the
So-
money.
so-
We need to win.
So let me ask you a question. You know, taking a look at it after the draft, once everybody slots, picks who they're going to pick, then that kind of allows teams to evaluate who they want and who they don't want as far as who's already on their team, and then guys hit free agency. Is there anybody that you think the Jaguars might be targeting that's going to be that right now is being kind of rumored to be maybe on the waiver wire or somebody we can trade for?
No. I mean, early January, early February is when you assess your free agents, and anybody else that subsides those 2 months, there'll be journeymen. There'll be guys that you're just bringing the board to fill a void. So I mean, any guys that last for past January, February, or March in free agency, you've already assessed that you're not going to spend any more money on them. So there's no need to spend any more extra money on those guys after the draft because they're fledgling guys who will be lucky to
They're
make
just
a
hole
roster.
fillers.
They're hole fillers.
So let me ask you a question. Didn't we get the Twins?
Well, we got Jenkins.
But aren't we
the
getting his brother
DB.
too?
His brother might be offered. He might be offered an opportunity to make the
Okay.
team.
Because he's
but-
more special teams, though,
Yes,
right?
he
Yeah.
is.
Okay. But I mean, both of those guys were productive.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So let me ask you this: the big talk, because I listen to a lot of sports radio, including your show. All right. The big talk is who the second pick in the draft is going to be, because that's been rumored to be everybody from Justin Fields to Zach to my man out of Alabama. Not so much anymore, but I mean, you think it's going to be Zach?
Well, yeah, the Jags. Well, we're gonna draft Trevor. The Jets are locked in on Zach Wilson.
Okay.
More than likely, the 49ers are going to get Mac Jones to the 49ers.
Now, would you take Fields over Jones, or would you take Jones?
Me personally, I would.
Okay.
But the 49ers and Shanahan are locked in on Mac Jones. So Justin Fields, more than likely, which is not a bad thing, might tumble down to the Patriots. And they might move up to go get him at 10.
Yeah. The rumor is that my Lions
Yeah.
want to get out of that spot.
Yeah.
So, and I, as a Michigan fan, I have to say this because we've been on the wrong side of that rivalry for about 6-7 years. Ohio State quarterbacks have a habit. The last 3 or 4 taken,
They have.
and they're all.
They haven't had a good track record.
They're all basically the same player.
They are.
You know,
They are.
they're mobile, great arms. They win a lot, and then they get in the pros, and so that maybe that.
Well,
maybe
you know what? That can be said about Alabama quarterbacks too.
But
Alabama
but you gotta-
quarterbacks have not had any real true success.
But before this last year, Alabama was a run first team. They completely
True,
changed that.
true,
I mean,
true.
this kid can throw.
See, you all see this Dallas. See, this is what I had. See, they could go on for days because these two. This is what they do.
Yeah, this is
basically
Matter
what
of
they
fact,
do.
this is what we do.
But I enjoy the entertainment because it's live entertainment for me. And sometimes I'll throw a little something in there to get the party started. Don't I, Leon? And I get everybody all riled up.
You like
And
to
then what I
instigate,
do?
instigate, and then you leave.
And leave.
She'll
And then I
drop one
leave.
and leave.
And then I'll drop the mic. But again, we do, out of all that's being said, we do wish our home team much success. And we're hoping that Trevor Lawrence will bring in. And you know what? I'm the type of person, because it's the DNA of business and teamwork in me. I believe that it's not all about him. He's the great expectation, and we hope that he will bring the what we need for the wins. However, he has to have help.
Oh, there's no doubt.
He needs support, and so we hope that everybody will bring that in the team, and the fans will continue to regulate that by participating and still taking part and coming to the game. So I hope that the ticket sales are high. So putting that out there,
But there'll be fans this year, big.
Yeah.
There'll be fans this year, Tracy.
there'll be fans.
Yeah, listen, what we were talking about the other night. Everybody is flocking to Florida because they can have fans. UFC's been here.
Yes,
The fight that was announced between Mayweather and his opponent will be in Miami in June.
Florida's open, so, yeah.
Florida's open. They're
Florida's
coming.
open, so we'll have that. So again, we're excited about what's going to happen with the Jaguars. And hey, I'm born and raised Jacksonville Duval bred, and I'm still looking forward to the win myself.
That explains a lot.
Excuse me? Excuse me? But again, thank you all so much for joining us on this evening. We're going to come to a close, but we had an amazing time, and we thank you again, Mr. Gary Brewer, for bringing
appreciate it.
your
Thank you.
expertise and everything to our platform on today. Thank you for being here and being my sidekick, my right-hand man, Mr. Leon Searcy, All Pro Series Cigars.
Used to be my homie.
And make sure that you all come out tomorrow evening. If you don't have the information, you can go on Facebook under what, Leon? Tell them where they can find the information.
You can go on Island Girl Cigars, Gate Parkway. I will be here tomorrow for the draft. The draft starts at 8 o'clock. I'll be doing my cigar signing from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. You come in, you buy a box of cigars. I'll personalize it, give you an autograph poster and a picture.
Thank you so much, Leon. So we will be here to support, and come on and support Mr. Searcy. He is doing big things in the cigar culture, and we appreciate him for donating his time and talents towards that and his passion. And again, you can join us again every other Thursday normally, unless we change the date, but we will notify you of that on Facebook Live at Smoke and Score Live with Leon and Tracy. And you can also find us on Instagram at Smoke and Score Live. We appreciate your time and everybody in our studio audience who has been here to support us on this evening, and also Island Girl Gate Parkway, and everyone that has been on the live on this evening on social media. So thanks so much again. Looking forward to the next time, and we will have DJ Gemini take us out. Thank you so much, and good night. And guess what, Leon?
And another one.
And another.
Yay, yay.
Appreciate it, bro.
Good job, bro.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Hey, now you see how now.
For all the fine hoes, that's 904 672. For all the big booty hoes, that's 904 672.
But you look at watch this for 2 hours. Hey, hey, hey. It's like we're supposed to do something. Yeah. It could go on and on and on. Especially when it's good.
That was long, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was good though.
We got a little information out.
Oh, you got a lot.
Shit,
it was Gary that knocked over the